The arena exploded into stunned silence the instant Caitlin Clark crashed to the floor after a fierce collision involving Alyssa Thomas. Within seconds, replay clips flooded social media, fans demanded answers, and sports shows abandoned everything else to focus on one unforgettable moment. Some viewers believed it was simply the physical reality of professional basketball, while others insisted the contact crossed a line. Before anyone could process what had happened, another headline ignited the fire when NBA legend Reggie Miller publicly emphasized that stars deserve protection while competing at the highest level, sending the basketball world into an even deeper frenzy. As the footage spread across every platform, emotions spiraled completely out of control. Comment sections became battlegrounds, former players offered conflicting opinions, and millions of fans debated the incident frame by frame. Some people believed Miller's comments validated concerns about player safety, while others argued he was simply expressing a broader opinion about respect in the game rather than assigning blame. Nothing beyond the on-court play itself had been officially confirmed, yet speculation spread faster than facts, creating one of the most emotionally charged conversations of the entire season. Behind closed doors, the pressure appeared to be growing by the hour. Every microphone pointed toward players, coaches, and league officials waiting for the next reaction that could change the entire narrative. Fans believed this controversy was far from finished, and whispers of deeper tension began flooding social media, despite no verified evidence confirming those claims. If the first wave of headlines shocked the basketball world, what unfolded next threatened to become an even bigger story that no one saw coming. Long before this latest controversy captured national attention, Caitlin Clark had already become one of the most recognizable names in basketball. Her arrival in the WNBA brought record-breaking television audiences, sold-out arenas, and constant media attention. Every spectacular shot became a headline, but so did every hard foul and every emotional reaction. Supporters celebrated her ability to elevate interest in the league, while critics argued that the nonstop spotlight often magnified ordinary basketball moments into national debates. Whether people admired or questioned the attention, few could deny that Clark had changed the conversation surrounding the WNBA. Alyssa Thomas had built her reputation in a completely different way. Long before the recent surge in league popularity, she earned respect through relentless effort, physical defense, and an uncompromising competitive mindset. Opponents knew every possession against her would demand toughness, and teammates consistently praised her leadership and willingness to battle through adversity. Her aggressive style had always been part of her identity as a player, making her one of the league's most respected veterans. To many basketball fans, physicality wasn't an exception for Thomas. It was simply how she played the game. As Clark's popularity exploded, every matchup against established veterans naturally attracted more attention than ever before. Every screen, rebound, loose ball, and defensive challenge became part of a larger national discussion. Some fans believed veteran players were determined to prove that professional basketball demanded respect through competition rather than celebrity. Others rejected that interpretation entirely, insisting the physical intensity reflected normal WNBA basketball instead of personal rivalries. No verified evidence supported claims of organized targeting, yet speculation repeatedly surfaced online whenever emotional games unfolded under the brightest lights. The rapid growth of the WNBA only intensified those conversations. Television ratings climbed, national broadcasts expanded, and every controversial moment reached millions of viewers within minutes. What might once have remained a routine basketball discussion suddenly became front-page sports news. League officials found themselves balancing increased visibility with growing expectations from fans demanding consistency, transparency, and player safety. Every close officiating decision seemed destined to spark passionate arguments, creating an environment where even ordinary physical plays could generate extraordinary public reactions. Caitlin Clark also carried enormous expectations beyond the basketball court. Every performance became part of a larger narrative about the future of women's basketball. Every victory strengthened the belief that the league had entered a new era, while every setback attracted intense media coverage. The emotional burden of constant attention became a frequent talking point among analysts. Some believed the spotlight inspired greatness, while others wondered whether no player should be expected to shoulder such relentless scrutiny throughout an entire professional season. Meanwhile, Alyssa Thomas faced a different kind of pressure. Years of elite performance had earned her respect, but they also meant every physical play would now be examined under a far brighter spotlight than before. Fans who admired her competitiveness viewed criticism as unfair, arguing that her style had remained consistent throughout her career. Others questioned whether rising visibility required everyone, including veteran stars, to adapt to changing public expectations. Those opposing viewpoints rarely found common ground, allowing online debates to grow increasingly emotional after every nationally televised game. Outside the arenas, sports media fueled the discussion from every angle. Debate shows replayed physical moments repeatedly, analysts compared them to past incidents, and social media users searched for hidden meanings behind interviews, body language, and post-game comments. Some people believed subtle frustrations existed between players, while others insisted those theories relied entirely on speculation rather than confirmed information. The line between evidence and assumption became increasingly blurred as viral posts spread faster than verified reporting. Then another respected basketball voice entered the conversation. Reggie Miller publicly emphasized the importance of protecting players while preserving the competitive nature of the sport. His comments quickly became a major headline, with fans interpreting them in very different ways. Some believed he was highlighting a broader issue involving player safety across basketball. Others argued his remarks would inevitably intensify an already emotional public debate. Whatever his intention, the attention surrounding the incident immediately reached another level, drawing even more eyes toward the WNBA. League Commissioner Kathy Engelbert and league leadership suddenly faced mounting expectations from every direction. Some fans demanded stronger action to reinforce player safety, while others insisted that physical competition remained a defining characteristic of elite basketball. Every public statement, or lack of one, was analyzed in detail. Commentators debated how the league could protect athletes without fundamentally changing the competitive identity that so many players valued. The pressure extended beyond one game, becoming a larger conversation about the WNBA's future during a period of unprecedented growth. As anticipation built for the next chapter, attention shifted away from the original collision and toward what might happen afterward. Reporters continued seeking reactions, social media remained divided, and fans refreshed their feeds hoping for new developments. Yet no one outside the teams truly knew how the players were processing everything behind closed doors. With emotions still running high and speculation continuing to spread despite limited confirmed information, many believed the real drama had only just begun, and the next twist threatened to make the controversy even bigger than before. The controversy refused to fade. Instead, it grew larger with every passing hour. Television networks replayed the collision repeatedly, sports radio dedicated entire segments to breaking down the sequence, and social media timelines filled with competing theories almost instantly. Every replay generated another argument. Some fans insisted the contact reflected the physical intensity that has always defined professional basketball, while others believed it deserved much closer scrutiny. Although the available footage remained the same, public opinion became even more divided as emotions overwhelmed objective analysis. Inside the basketball world, the discussion quickly shifted beyond one isolated play. Coaches, former players, and analysts emphasized that split-second decisions happen constantly during fast-paced competition. At the same time, many acknowledged that growing television audiences naturally place greater attention on every controversial moment. The collision involving Caitlin Clark and Alyssa Thomas became the latest example of how rapidly a single possession could transform into a national conversation. It was no longer just about basketball. It had become a debate about perception, expectations, and the future image of the league. Caitlin Clark remained at the center of the storm despite saying little publicly. Every appearance, every warm-up, and every interaction with teammates was closely watched by cameras searching for signs of frustration or emotion. Fans interpreted ordinary body language in dramatically different ways. Some believed she appeared determined to move forward and focus on basketball, while others speculated that the incident had added another layer of pressure to an already demanding season. None of those interpretations could be confirmed, but they spread rapidly across social media. Alyssa Thomas faced an equally intense spotlight. Many supporters defended her long-established reputation as one of the toughest competitors in the WNBA, arguing that physical play had always been part of her identity. Others continued questioning whether the collision should have unfolded differently. Those opposing viewpoints dominated online discussions, with both sides convinced they were protecting the integrity of the game. Despite countless opinions, no new verified evidence dramatically changed the facts surrounding the on-court sequence itself. Then Reggie Miller's comments became the center of another major headline. Speaking broadly about the importance of protecting elite athletes while maintaining respect for competitive basketball, he reignited an already emotional discussion. Some fans interpreted his words as support for greater emphasis on player safety. Others argued he was making a general observation rather than assigning blame for a specific play. Because his remarks were interpreted in different ways, they intensified public debate instead of settling it, ensuring the controversy remained front-page sports news. Sports media immediately seized the moment. Debate panels featured former players with sharply contrasting opinions, each presenting different perspectives on the same sequence. Some analysts believe the increased attention reflected healthy growth for the WNBA because more people were emotionally invested than ever before. Others warned that endless controversy risked overshadowing the exceptional talent displayed throughout the league. Every broadcast added fresh opinions, keeping emotions elevated while reminding audiences that reasonable people could disagree about the same play. Online discussions became even more heated. Hashtags supporting different players trended simultaneously, while highlight clips accumulated millions of views. Fans analyzed every camera angle, slowed footage down frame by frame, and argued over intent despite acknowledging that intent cannot be determined from video alone. Unconfirmed theories circulated rapidly, but many were challenged by others pointing out the lack of verified information. The speed of speculation far exceeded the pace of confirmed reporting, creating an atmosphere where emotion often traveled faster than evidence. Inside league circles, attention remained focused on basketball operations rather than internet speculation. Publicly available information indicated that standard review procedures and existing league policies continued guiding any official decisions. Nevertheless, anticipation remained high because many fans expected some dramatic development. The uncertainty itself became part of the story. Every hour without a major announcement fueled new theories, even though the absence of immediate news did not necessarily indicate that extraordinary action was taking place behind the scenes. Meanwhile, teammates across the league found themselves answering difficult questions unrelated to their own upcoming games. Players emphasized professionalism, respect for opponents, and confidence in league processes. Those balanced responses rarely satisfied online audiences looking for dramatic quotes. Instead, neutral comments were often interpreted through existing fan loyalties, creating fresh debates where none had originally existed. The emotional intensity surrounding the controversy made even routine interviews feel significant. The first major twist emerged not from a secret meeting or a surprise disciplinary decision, but from the realization that the conversation had fundamentally changed. What began as debate over one physical play had evolved into a league-wide discussion about officiating consistency, player safety, media influence, and the extraordinary pressure created by the WNBA's rapidly growing popularity. That shift surprised many observers because it expanded the story far beyond the original collision. As the days passed, the focus broadened even further. Commentators asked whether rising television ratings and larger audiences inevitably meant every controversial play would receive unprecedented scrutiny. Some argued this represented a positive sign of the league's expanding influence. Others worried that viral controversies could overshadow remarkable athletic performances. Both perspectives gained support, reflecting just how much the WNBA had entered mainstream sports conversations. Behind all the headlines, one reality became impossible to ignore. Every upcoming matchup involving Caitlin Clark, Alyssa Thomas, and other high-profile stars would now carry added expectations. Fans promised to watch more closely than ever. Broadcasters prepared for intensified coverage, and every physical sequence risked becoming the next viral debate. The pressure surrounding future games had increased dramatically, regardless of whether players themselves intended anything beyond normal competition. Then, just as many believed the story had finally reached its peak, another wave of speculation swept across social media. New opinions, fresh debates, and endless predictions began dominating basketball conversations once again. No verified information confirmed the most dramatic online claims, yet the anticipation surrounding what might happen next became almost as compelling as the original incident itself. And with emotions still rising, the next chapter threatened to test the league in ways few had expected. The days following the controversy felt unlike anything the WNBA had experienced in recent memory. Every national sports network continued leading with the story, while basketball discussions expanded far beyond the original game. Instead of focusing on standings or upcoming matchups, analysts debated player safety, officiating consistency, and the emotional pressure created by the league's exploding popularity. The collision had become more than a highlight. It had evolved into a symbol of the growing expectations surrounding professional women's basketball in the public eye. Social media only intensified those emotions. New clips appeared every hour, often showing the same play from different angles, with each upload reigniting the debate. Some fans argued the physical contact reflected the intensity expected at the professional level. Others believed the moment deserved greater scrutiny. Although no new verified evidence dramatically changed what had occurred on the court, the volume of commentary created the impression that the controversy was still unfolding in real time. Opinions multiplied faster than confirmed information. Then another unexpected development changed the direction of the conversation. Instead of debating only the collision, commentators began focusing on the pressure surrounding superstar athletes in today's media environment. Reggie Miller's remarks continued circulating across television and online platforms, with many interpreting them as a broader reminder that elite players deserve respect while competing at the highest level. Others emphasized that physical basketball has always been part of the sport. The discussion shifted from one incident to a much larger debate about the future of the league. That broader conversation created new challenges for league leadership. Kathy Engelbert and WNBA officials faced increasing public expectations to communicate clearly while allowing established review procedures to remain the foundation for any decisions. Some fans called for stronger action to reinforce confidence in player safety. Others warned against changing the physical identity of professional basketball because of one highly publicized moment. Every statement, every interview, and every official response was examined through completely different perspectives depending on the audience. Meanwhile, players throughout the league found themselves answering questions that extended far beyond their own teams. Reporters asked about physical play, sportsmanship, officiating, and the emotional atmosphere surrounding the season. Most athletes responded with professionalism, emphasizing respect for opponents and confidence in the competitive nature of the game. Yet, even balanced answers quickly became headlines, with fans interpreting ordinary comments as evidence supporting one side of the debate or the other. Television analysts also noticed another surprising trend. Instead of discouraging interest in the WNBA, the controversy appeared to increase national attention. More viewers tuned into games, more sports programs discussed the league, and more casual basketball fans became invested in ongoing storylines. Some commentators viewed that as proof the WNBA had reached a new level of cultural relevance. Others cautioned that sustained success would depend on keeping the spotlight focused on extraordinary basketball rather than repeated controversies. Then came what many observers considered the second major twist, not because a shocking hidden fact was revealed, but because public opinion itself became the biggest storyline. Fan communities grew more divided than ever. One side believed the conversation highlighted the importance of protecting star players without sacrificing competition. Another believed the incident had been magnified by viral media far beyond what the available evidence justified. Neither perspective completely disappeared, leaving the basketball world deeply split. The emotional intensity spread well beyond social media. Radio shows, podcasts, and sports columns continued examining every possible angle. Former players reminded audiences that physical competition had always existed in championship basketball, while others argued that greater visibility naturally brings greater accountability. These thoughtful discussions often received less attention than sensational online debates, illustrating how quickly dramatic narratives can overshadow nuanced analysis in the modern media landscape. Behind the scenes, anticipation continued building around future matchups. Fans expected every game involving Caitlin Clark or Alyssa Thomas to receive extraordinary attention, with every physical possession likely to be replayed and analyzed across countless platforms. Whether fair or not, the controversy had permanently raised expectations. Players now entered nationally televised games knowing that routine basketball moments could instantly become headline news if interpreted through the lens of ongoing public debate. As another highly anticipated matchup approached, one question dominated conversations everywhere. Had this controversy become a turning point that would permanently change how the WNBA was covered, discussed, and experienced by millions of fans? No one could answer with certainty. But one thing seemed clear. The emotional fallout was far from over, and the next wave of reactions threatened to become even more intense than everything that had come before. The fallout refused to fade, even after the final buzzer had long passed. Every major sports network continued revisiting the controversy, while newspaper columns, podcasts, and online creators kept asking the same question from different angles. Some fans believed the incident had become a defining moment for the WNBA's rapid rise in popularity. Others argued that the discussion had grown far beyond what the confirmed facts supported. Regardless of opinion, the emotional impact remained undeniable, proving how one nationally televised play could dominate the sports world for days. For Caitlin Clark, the attention seemed relentless. Every practice, every pre-game warm-up, and every appearance in front of cameras became another opportunity for questions about the controversy. Analysts repeatedly pointed out that extraordinary popularity often brings extraordinary scrutiny. Some fans believed the constant spotlight created unfair pressure, while others argued that every superstar experiences similar expectations. Whatever the reality, Clark continued preparing for games while millions of people debated her every move across television and social media. Alyssa Thomas also found herself facing an entirely different kind of pressure. Throughout her career, she had earned respect for relentless effort and physical defense. But now, every future game carried additional public attention. Many supporters defended her competitive identity, insisting that aggressive basketball had always been central to the WNBA. Others believed the controversy highlighted the importance of ongoing conversations about player safety. No official development suddenly settled those disagreements, allowing public opinion to remain deeply divided long after the original incident. Reggie Miller's comments continued echoing throughout basketball circles as well. Some observers praised his emphasis on protecting players while maintaining respect for the game. Others interpreted his remarks differently, believing they reflected broader thoughts about modern basketball rather than criticism directed at any one athlete. Because fans viewed those comments through different perspectives, they became another source of ongoing discussion instead of bringing closure. His involvement helped extend the story beyond the WNBA, drawing even more national attention. League leadership faced enormous expectations as the conversation continued evolving. Kathy Engelbert and league officials were expected to balance transparency, consistency, and confidence in existing review processes. Every public appearance generated new headlines, with supporters and critics examining each statement for possible implications. Some fans demanded stronger action to reinforce trust in player safety, while others urged patience and warned against making sweeping conclusions based on one highly publicized moment. Finding common ground proved nearly impossible. Across the league, players repeatedly emphasized professionalism and mutual respect during interviews. Many reminded audiences that basketball remains an emotional, fast-paced sport where physical contact is inevitable. Those measured responses reflected the reality of professional competition, but they rarely slowed online speculation. Fans continued analyzing interviews, facial expressions, and social media posts for hidden meanings, even when no verified evidence supported dramatic conclusions. The emotional atmosphere surrounding the story remained as intense as ever. Media coverage gradually shifted from the incident itself toward its broader impact on the future of the league. Commentators discussed whether increasing television audiences meant every controversial play would now become a national story. Some believed that level of attention represented tremendous progress for women's basketball, proving more people cared deeply about the WNBA than ever before. Others worried that constant focus on controversy risked overshadowing the exceptional performances taking place on the court every night. As the next slate of games approached, anticipation reached another level. Fans promised to watch every possession more carefully, broadcasters prepared for intense analysis, and social media communities waited for the next headline to emerge. The original controversy had changed expectations surrounding future matchups, ensuring that every hard foul and emotional exchange would receive heightened attention. Yet one lingering question remained unanswered. Would the next chapter finally bring closure? Or would it spark an entirely new wave of debate that no one was prepared for? What ultimately surprised many people wasn't a hidden recording, a secret meeting, or a dramatic behind-the-scenes revelation. Instead, the biggest twist was how completely the controversy transformed the conversation surrounding the WNBA. A single on-court collision had evolved into a nationwide debate about physical play, officiating, player safety, media influence, and the growing expectations placed on one of the fastest-rising professional sports leagues. Even as new games were played, the emotional shadow of the incident continued following every headline. As the season moved forward, every nationally televised matchup involving Caitlin Clark drew enormous attention. Fans watched closely, analysts examined every hard screen and defensive possession, and broadcasters repeatedly referenced the earlier controversy as context. Some believed this increased scrutiny would encourage greater consistency from officials. Others argued it placed unnecessary pressure on players simply competing at the highest level. No verified evidence suggested athletes were approaching games differently, but public perception had undeniably changed. Alyssa Thomas also remained under an unusually bright spotlight. Supporters continued praising her toughness, determination, and years of elite performance, while critics maintained that moments like the one under discussion deserved ongoing examination. Both perspectives coexisted throughout the remainder of the conversation, reflecting how differently fans interpreted the same sequence. Despite countless debates, no new confirmed information fundamentally altered what had already been publicly established, leaving opinions shaped largely by individual viewpoints rather than newly discovered facts. Reggie Miller's remarks continued resurfacing whenever sports media revisited the incident. Some fans believed his comments had encouraged an important discussion about protecting athletes. Others felt they simply became part of a much larger national conversation that had already taken on a life of its own. Whatever interpretation people preferred, there was little doubt that his voice expanded public interest in the story, bringing more attention to the WNBA at a pivotal moment in its continued growth. Meanwhile, league officials remained focused on moving the season forward while maintaining confidence in established procedures. Publicly available information continued guiding official communications, even as social media remained filled with speculation that often lacked verification. Analysts repeatedly reminded audiences to distinguish between confirmed facts and online rumors, yet emotional reactions frequently spread faster than careful reporting. The controversy became another example of how quickly narratives can develop in the modern sports landscape. Then came perhaps the most unexpected realization of all. The story had never truly been only about one play. It became a reflection of the WNBA's growing influence, the power of viral media, and the extraordinary expectations now surrounding its biggest stars. Millions of people who might not have followed the league previously were suddenly watching games, discussing players, and engaging in passionate debates. While opinions remained divided, the spotlight on women's basketball had never been brighter. Even after the headlines gradually began shifting toward new games and fresh storylines, one question refused to disappear. Had this controversy permanently changed how fans, media, and the broader basketball world would interpret future moments involving the league's biggest stars? No one could answer with certainty. But one thing was clear: every future matchup would now be viewed through a different lens, ensuring that emotions would remain high whenever another physical play captured national attention. And that lingering uncertainty left the door open for the next unforgettable chapter. This controversy became far more than a single basketball play. It evolved into a nationwide discussion about competition, player safety, media influence, and the extraordinary spotlight now surrounding the WNBA. From the initial collision to the passionate reactions from fans, analysts, and basketball figures like Reggie Miller, every development sparked new conversations. While opinions remain divided, one thing is certain: moments like these continue shaping how millions of people view the league and its brightest stars. Throughout this story, we've separated confirmed events from speculation. Social media may be full of theories, but not every viral claim reflects verified facts. That's why debates surrounding Caitlin Clark, Alyssa Thomas, and the league continue to generate such powerful reactions. Some fans believe the physical nature of the game is being unfairly criticized, while others argue the spotlight creates greater responsibility for everyone involved. The conversation remains open because reasonable people can honestly disagree based on the same publicly available information. Now it's your turn to join the discussion. What do you think about everything that unfolded? Do you believe the reaction to the incident reflected genuine concerns about player safety, or did social media amplify the controversy beyond what the confirmed facts support? Share your opinion in the comments below, but remember to keep the conversation respectful. The best sports debates are built on thoughtful discussion, not personal attacks. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more high-retention WNBA stories, breaking news, and in-depth basketball analysis, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next upload. The WNBA season continues to deliver unforgettable moments, and we'll be here to cover every major headline, every dramatic development, and every conversation that has the basketball world talking. Until next time, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.